Well, hello and welcome to this week's video. I am going to continue starting with the previous page's leftover palette. And this week though, I'm adding a couple of brighter colors. And this week is a live narrative or live voiceover. No, it's not a voiceover. Well, whatever we're calling it, it's a live speaking. And I thought, it's much better now that I am gaining more clarity in what I'm doing, slowing down and taking my time. As I have said before, I'm in the middle of currently creating a new course. It'll be a free course at first, maybe, most likely. We'll see, and I will keep you posted on how that's going. So please stay tuned. So as I was saying, if you didn't catch last week's video, this was it. Loving the different collage pieces, the music paper, and knowing that different age books, the paper ages differently, different tones of that coffee tone, and I really liked it. It's quite complex, and we're just making a note of that. So I want to, this week, my intention is to simplify, but I want to use slightly richer colors. So my palette for this week, along with the turquoise of Liquitex Basics, which is a nice heavy-bodied paint. I'm also using Quinacridone Magenta and Cadmium Yellow Deep Hue. Okay. If you don't have these colors, the Quinacridone is a cool red. Alizarin Crimson might do the same thing. It's sort of in the middle, but Quinacridone, of course, is way cooler. A turquoise of any kind, any red, yellow, and blue. If you're going to get different colors, but at least, when you're mixing, they'll all, you'll have more unity and they'll relate to each other. So when I start my pages, when the palette is done, I just roll it on the page. I don't tape it at the beginning. I just keep it more centered and knowing that I'm going to tape or not, because this is your journal. This is my journal. You might like a nice clean edge. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So it's really up to you. So here are my tools that I'm going to be using. This is the small color shaper of the 4 color shaper set. I don't know where the other one went, but this is what I'm using today. My awl. I'm going to use my China markers. And of course, Posca pens, black and white, and the color. And possibly for some marks during the halfway point and on, oil pastel. So my intention this week is to simplify. I sort of have a composition in mind. So it's still intuitive when you go and start mixing, but you can trace it out first, but I don't really want to do that. As you can see, it's already sort of showing the possibilities of a rectilinear quadrant possibility of different ratios, different sizes. You might want to have a narrow area there, a larger area, and then go right across. So it'll be thirds. And it might even turn out to be a horizontal abstract. So we'll just see. I'm not going to have those hard guidelines on me. I'm just going to let it sort of happen. But I really love the turquoise and the black mixes and these sporadic marks that are starting. So I'm going to come in knowing, and only because of what I've been experimenting with, is I really like the brighter layer underneath. And I know only some of it will be showing through near the end, maybe more, maybe less. So I'm just going to put my tools to the side, my drawing tools back over here. And I am going to just shift this over a bit, move my art tools so you can see the palette mixing. And I know because of its glass and where my light is right here, it does cause a reflection. So let's see if I can just adjust that. It's not going to adjust, so maybe in the editing I can lessen that a bit. We'll see what happens. So when I'm starting this page, I'm going to say when I'm not going to be narrating, and then you can just watch, and that's when I can speed up sections of this video and then come back, explain why I chose it, why I chose to do something, and just sort of thinking out loud about my art process. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are liking this content, please leave a comment or any questions and anything else that I may not have demonstrated. Let me know. And don't forget, I have a Facebook group of, I think, almost 800 members now. And everybody's over the summer has, taken their time, had a little bit of a break, but now we're sort of back and we are getting back to creating. So let's see what we'll do. So I'm just going to stop narrating right now, work, and let's see what happens. I use the brayer to lift paint that might still be on there, and it just speeds it up really nicely. Okay. So now I'm going to come in with a blue, but I want it to be different, and I'm going to put that over. But before I do that, I might want this to sort of, very thin, watery layer. Now that's going to turn it to be a little bit of more green, but that's okay. We're going to see what happens. very bright. Woohoo! Just checking in the lens to make sure that I am still in the camera view. Now just a little bit of black, just to neutralize. It's still not bright enough, so I'm going to move this down here. So some more lifting. Okay, interesting. Okay, like that. So what I did is I made the layer more transparent because I still have all these shadows and things going on. And with my awl, I can even do a little bit more. Okay. So as you add more layers, shapes will just happen. They'll, without, unintentionally. And then what I do is I just stop for a moment, observe, see what's happening. Okay, that's really cool. So I might want diagonally across something dark here, but I don't want it. I want really thin layers. And as you can see, I'm following a line down here. I'm picking up a line across and just working my way around. This might stay dark. It might go light, and then I might do a dark stencil. It just depends. Now, I know I haven't used enough of that. So I'm going to do that right now with a little black. If you hear crunching in the background, that's just my dog, Dexter. We thought there was something a little off with him this morning, so it was his teeth or something, but he seems fine now as he's in his studio bed, knowing Mom is now settled, doing a video, and I'm not going anywhere. So we've got a lot of bright. I'm liking how the Quinacridone is toning down the yellow. I like yellow as an underlayer, not so used to it. Wow, look at that. That is really... So what's happening? Sorry to jump, but that's how I roll. Now it's beginning to look like an overall, like a grid, either rectilinear or just a grid, square, rectangle kind of thing. And I love that because once I'm ready and have enough color down, I'm trying to weight till more layers and enough layers and marks are built up before I come in with my collage. I'm aiming for more paint and less collage in my upcoming pages, and then I'm going to transfer that knowledge onto larger pieces, wood and canvas, and larger paper. So stay tuned. Okay, let's see what happens now. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm thinking value, not so much color. Okay, so now I think for some more structure and to maybe cover up some things. Oh, wow, look at that. Isn't this neat how this piece just fits in there? Yes, it's going to cover up those bright colors, but I think I like this. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to try another one. Try a different direction. Nope. And see how it's larger than this side. So we've got difference by size, difference by value, difference by direction, and we could go quadrant or end up with a horizontal abstract art journaling page. So not sure. So I think I'm going to go with this. And let's see. This piece of collage, I am going to include how I make my collage papers in different ways, using stencil, sometimes with the jelly plate, sometimes I'm just drawing, and sometimes it's a combination of the two, with at least 3 or 4 layers on a page. I'm finding taking so-so collage papers, if something's sort of not working, putting another layer on it, and it's amazing how fast they can change. So that's coming up as well. So these are the same colors from a previous page. And this caught my eye because of the same palette that I'm making or using. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Possibility. Not sure yet, so I'll just put that to the side. Using some, this is just scrapbooking all the different colors in the scrapbooking set you get. And I love those because it's very opaque, but I love this color with these colors. So I love this. Don't know if it's too early or not. Like that. And that's the thing with collage. You can move it around your page and you don't have to commit right away. But if you feel a yes, that's the feeling. And that's just my Dexter squeaking away. You can just, okay, that's working. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. I do not want paint on my gloss medium brush. I'm in the middle of recording. I'm letting him out because he's whining. I think he wants out anyway. Sorry about that. Just had to pause and let Dexter out of the studio. I think he's had enough. And what I like to do is coat. This is newsprint. And this is also newsprint. I'm going to be using some old book text in a moment, but I don't want to jump too quickly and covering any possibilities with these underlayers. So, I know I want to use a neutral. Very interesting. Okay, that is definitely a possibility. I'm liking the black here, but I'm really liking okay. Okay. And some of this I don't want to cover up, so I'm just using a small piece of black. And now we're developing some quadrants, or not sure yet. And I like this edge left. So you've got a sharp edge and just a spontaneous, or however, a soft edge. Okay. Something here. So I'm going to see if that's what it needs. or just something else. Rather than taking the black across, doing something different. Oh, too busy. Too many contrasting colors. This is that parchment paper. It's very tough, as you can hear it crinkling, but really nice and transparent. So I'm just gonna cut this shape out. Okay, really liking that. So I just use my nail, go along where the tape is, and it's a great cutting line because right now I cannot locate my X-Acto knife. I know it's around, oh, here it is. Oh, nope. Thought it was, nope, that's okay. And like I say, you don't need the heavy gloss gel medium. You can use just your regular gloss medium. Liquitex is really good for their mediums. And I've been looking into a Canadian brand called TriArt. So does anybody use TriArt out there? Let me know in the comments. Okay, notice I was down there, but realize catching this line going across is really cool. And it just melts, and you can see all this other stuff underneath. I need to use this as collage paper more often, especially because it's very tough. Now, I've got this interesting little piece that I'm going to use this instead because it's larger. And I like how it's very thick here. And I'm not worried about the edges because when I put them down, they're just going to melt away. And really liking that. Just want to make sure. Any other spots? No, I don't want to cover that up. I have plans for that. You see how diagonally across? Then you've got some blue across there. This I'm going to continue, but in a different way. So stay tuned, watch to the end. I plan to just leave this black, but I'm really liking this effect. I'm gonna move it over. And I want it to go slightly past the edge. Okay, so very interesting. And you'll see that, hopefully, that this edge will disappear in a moment as I add more. It's mostly disappearing here. And if it needs a little black paint, that's okay. So I'm just trying to get all the bubbles out. Sometimes bubbles bug me and sometimes they're okay, depending. Okay, so we've got a little bit of an overlap. We've got a line here, we've got a line there, and now we've developed quadrants. And I think I'm gonna stick with that. Okay. But we need some dark down here. I think I'm gonna go, if I go here, oh, I'm liking how this line lines up with that, so I'm gonna go with that. Not really liking what's going on down there, but I love the mauve and the ochre. But I want some more black. So when you select your collage papers, you may or may not use all of them, of course. It's just sort of an intuitive first selection. So I'm liking, I grabbed this because of the ochre. And I love to put collage in areas where there's a predominant, and so really we're thinking value and we're thinking color relation. And so if you want to learn more about that, let me know. And right now, see, I like this little edge. This is paper, yep, just copy paper that I photocopied some great articles that I really like, and then I dyed them with coffee. Dip them. Sometimes I fold them, and sometimes I just let them dry out in the sun, and they're just awesome. And see all the different edges. So possibly I'm just going to leave that there and see what I think in a minute. So I'm bringing out the dots because I love them, and or triangles. But I just had a thought, so this is what I'm going to do. And I love echoing between collage and the paint. So as I had that thought going across, I don't know, so we'll put the paint first, and I'll put it in lightly. If I like it, it'll stay. If I don't, I can wipe it away because I know this is just paint under there. So I'm liking it.
I'm going to have a snooze.
Okay, dear. So now, it's okay. I'm going to echo it's similar, but not the same. And I like how it's showing the underneath, but it's creating unity and creating a shape in different areas. So we have sort of both. We have quadrants. This is different, this is different, this is different, and this is different. Definitely liking that. Then we also have a horizontal area. This is sort of darker, but I might, I have a choice of bringing this up, carrying over with some stenciling, which I think I'll do. So that's a big wide area, 1, 2, 3, and it's simpler. Notice, if you recall the previous page, which I love it, it's just different. And I'm loving how this turquoise, I may or may not, I might bring it all the way over, or I might just come to this line, which is created here. Okay, no. Now we need some stenciling. Okay, first I'm going to glue that in. Let's see what happens. So if you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Michelle Holden, as I said at the beginning, probably. And this is just an ongoing abstract art journaling practice, mixed media, and it's using, I call it, and many artists refer to it as an intuitive process without worrying and getting all bogged down with learning all the elements of art. Shape, color, texture, composition, value, space. Oh, there's so many more. Of course, there's elements and principles, but I just find it's too overwhelming, and you need to just work your way through experience by doing the art. So that's the way, and that's how I remember my first journaling pages. So if you haven't checked those out, my very, very first ones were time-lapse. They're about a minute long, and there's some really good stuff that the YouTube keeps bringing up, and I've gone and looked back at my work, and wow, I really love how sporadic and just spontaneous I was, because I didn't know, so I just, you get bogged down. So that freeness is so great, and that's going to be coming in here in a moment. So I have a choice to bring the turquoise that way or bring the black that way, but I'm going to push that black layer back and bring some turquoise over. So my first instinct is using the dots. So I like to use a makeup sponge. As soon as I find it, I know I should have had everything ready to go, and I am definitely getting better at that. They probably dried up, but hang on. Okay, so if you don't have a makeup sponge, you can use a paintbrush, but your paint needs to be thick. Oh, I'm not using black. Your brush needs to be just damp, not dripping. So I'm going to make sure. Now, do I want to go darker or a mid-tone? I think I like that. So you're just dabbing. Sometimes you'll get bleeding just because maybe your paint was too thin, used too much water, and that's just trial and error. And I love a little overlap, and I love imperfection. Okay, so let's see how that looked. Oh man, that looks great. So I love that so much, I'm going to keep on going and go this way. Yes, it's the same, but it's going to be narrower. Let's see. If I don't like it, I can always paint over it, or even add some turquoise collage. But I love the Quinacridone Magenta with the turquoise and with the mustard. Oh, I'm loving that. Loving this action that it's creating. So all of my art is all about emotion and feeling. And that's why I just love abstraction. I came from being a watercolor landscape painter, loved it, learned a ton, and I always admired abstract art. So I am so happy to be doing it now. Interesting. See, that might be too distracting. See how the contrast will be too high? But I just love that. Let's see what else we can put in here. So I'm going to choose a similar, nope, saw something better. This piece of collage is created on tissue paper with a paint like ochre and burnt ochre and raw umber with the gloss medium mixed together very thinly, and then you let it dry. And then I do marks on top, like so. Blue circles, black. And I like to have, it's good to have a variety. Black on white, white on black, blue on white, white on blue, and 3 or 4 different signature collage pieces that you love. And I love putting them in my art. So notice if I just keep it here, but if I go right to the black, it creates a movement that way. At least I think. I'm not sure. If I like it, brings the eye down. No, I think I'm going to go with it. Love that red, but it's just, you know, it isn't really working with this piece. It's a great underlayer. And notice I'm trying to bring my collage papers right to the edge where the tape is. And before I remove my tape, I'm going to use my X-Acto knife. When it's dry, sometimes it's not, because when I come to the end of the video, I've got some edges aren't dry. And you just have to carefully go through, and then when you lift the tape, it doesn't tear what was at the edge. Okay, interesting. Okay. I think I'm going to carry this over this way, but I'm going to go a little lighter. Still in the blue value, though. If you can see me mixing, good. Okay, liking that. Really liking that. And usually a page, even taking my time, and I will be speeding up sections of this video, but it's still under an hour. And I love it. Oh, yeah. See, now it's almost like, this term is called gradation. When you go light to dark or dark to light to the edge of the painting, and it creates movement. And the movement, of course, is the viewer's eye moving across the page or the painting or wherever it is that you've created. So let me know if you like the live narration versus the voiceover, or it doesn't matter. I'm rather enjoying it myself. And look at all the overlapping going on down here. This is so fun. Okay, so if I did this, I'm feeling with the beige, because I saw this and I saw this. This is awesome. But too much of the same. So I'm going to change that up. I am going to, now if I add more, it's going to be very different from this side. Okay, so that's when we bring in the cardboard, and we want to go up and then that way and down, and then the viewer's eyes going all around. So I am also going to use the turquoise, but now we're going to use it darker, straight from the tube. And we'll see how that turns out. These will be very subtle lines, horizontal lines. Very subtle, but it did add that, whoo, that movement upwards. I know I'm full of sound effects. My class finds that funny too. So I say, you know, that's how I roll. And I think I'm going to go this way. Continue that. A little bit lighter like I was earlier. I know the brush is a little smaller, but I'm trusting because the paint is pretty dry. I mean, it's not runny. The viscosity of the paint is great for stencils. Okay, notice that's just subtle and I like it, but there is an energy there. Okay, ooh, this is really cool. I love it. What do you think? So this caught my eye. adding a little bit of a totally different size, and even leaving a little bit surrounded. Let's see. Now, if this was in black and white, would this be a similar value? Don't know, I'd have to see it. But I'm liking, okay, so far. Or is this a bit better? I think it needs to be a little narrower. So that's your scale. Okay, yep, we're gonna go with it. And I'm liking just little peeps of color through there. Okay, something needs to be right here. Something transparent. Or and I always like looking through the lens here, looking through my phone. No, it needs to be a similar. Whoop. No, too similar. Okay. Interesting. Let's okay, I'm thinking my circles, but I'm thinking a larger set here. Okay, possibly. I know I use those a lot. Oh, here's the one that I've been really loving lately. Okay, so what I do when I want, and I always like a cropped one starting across. I don't want to go on this. I want this to be behind. So now you see how you shift? At first, this was in front of this side. But once I put the circles in, let's see what happens. Okay. Now, I want those to be neutral. It is called, whoops. Always whacking that light when I'm getting my paints. Yeah, unbleached titanium. So let's see. Oh, we need some more. What that'll look like. And with a little ochre. So I want to carry some of that ochre up here so it'll balance it out. See, since it's very predominant there, I'm wondering if that works. Well, I'm going to try these first, and if I don't like them, I might think of about those. I'm not sure. I'm going to put a little blue in here, but just a little. You can see my mixing. Okay. Why I like this, it's just some kind of lid, but it's very thin. See? And I like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Okay, so that's in behind, like that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And within each, or you can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I might lighten this up a bit by adding, I'm really liking that mauve, but I want to see what happens. That is incredible. So now, right away, is that too powerful? What great colors. To me, that's just, whoa, I've got to tone that down. So what you do, since it's a blue, I'm going to go with this ochre here and just tone that down. Whew, that was powerful. And I don't want it going past that or that. And I don't even know if I like it. So let's rub that off. Start again. Let's add a little black to tone it down. Okay, too much. And I don't know how much you can see of the colors. Okay, that's not bad. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. And see, I like this purple here, so, and I think this is similar. So I'm gonna go like that. And why I'm choosing to do this is the energy of this piece just seems to want to have some horizontal lines, and then I'm just gonna thin that down so it can reveal some of that underlayer. And if yet it's too much, I'm gonna do some lifting. Okay, so now it's more across, but I'm really liking this mauve in here. A little more red. That might be too much. I'm not sure right now. I love this. I want to keep that because of the ochre or the neutral. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of that away. Not sure if I like it or not at this point, but I don't really hate it, but if I come in with these, I don't know. No. Okay, we haven't used any text. That's pretty bright. So when you find that a piece of collage is working, then you can choose, okay, do I want to use collage or do I want to use a layer of paint? That tone, and I might want to lessen the intensity of that Or, no, it's just not feeling right. I don't want to use that. Oh yeah, let's go back to that crazy bright color. See? Same colors, but not the energy I'm looking for. No, already did that there. Bringing in another color, so it's making it not work. No. See, I love the problem solving of this. It is so cool. This is an old piece. It's not bad, actually. Okay, I'm going to use it. And this is why. Because I know that I'm going to go over the white with a little bit of ochre and tone down the contrast of the black and white so it relates more to the page. So I'm bringing down some of that that's up there. Yes, and I'm echoing the circle kind of thing. So now there's two shapes going on. Rectangles or areas, horizontal areas with circles. See how it took a shift? It's so cool. Yeah, I like that purple. I might show a little bit of it and keep that in there. Maybe that's all I want, plus there's some up top. And I like how this contrast is near the text. So I'll just move that up a bit. There we go. And I can even go over top of this. But this is what I'm doing. Since it's that scrapbooking black pages that you buy, and I love that. So now I'm going to echo this tone, this hue in the white. Maybe not full strength, but let's see what happens. I'm liking how the horizontal seems to be working. And this large area, they're conflicting a little bit, but I think we can solve that. Okay, that's there. No, that's enough. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. So this is like glazing. No, I don't think. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. We can lift a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to push that back one more layer and add something on top of both. So to, bring those together. I think it's time for some marking. So I'm going to use my China marker like I said I was. So I'm going to use my black. And as you can see, I want to bring that black over. And I went down there a bit too much. But see how it's bringing the eye down a bit? And that's okay. I'm going to leave it. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Echoing some more of this. And I like how it's on an angle. These are going to be larger. Oh, broke. Oh well. Now, let's see if we have some amazing, oh man, just love the energy here. Of course, I love my dashing lines and my dots. So I need to overlap, as you can see, to bring the eye over this way from left to right. And I don't want to, you see now when you add too many marks, it gets too busy. So I'm going to stop. Okay. Now, also some alcohol that you can spritz on a cloth. Where's my cloth? Okay. And let's see if it can lift any okay. The isopropyl alcohol I use a lot to lift layers back and scratch through. But it's really tricky on paper. I use that on my board, wooden panel, and canvas. Coming soon. Okay. Well, you know, I really don't want to do any more. What do you think? Is it done? I get a lot of questions. How do I know when my painting is finished? And I've been hearing some interesting artists say when it has nothing more to say. See now, right now, I overdid it. See how you can, okay, we're going to overdo it. Well, then I'm going to rub that off. It did change the blue a little. Okay, so instead of adding more orange there, I'm going to take away that orange. And it's going to quiet down this area. And I'm going to stick with this line going up. Better. So now it relates more to what's going on here. And I think I'm even going to wipe that edge down because I don't want it going past, but I do want it covering up. Don't want it in the black. Don't want it there. Okay. Okay, so we're almost there. It's better. Okay. Okay. And I think I am going to continue this on the top to push that back. It's sort of, I don't know. I need it pushed back. Okay. So I'm going to think of some more glazing. I chose this mauve because I love it with this, and it belongs more with that one. I think that's good. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. Do I want some gold pen in here? I'm loving my gold pen. I know I don't want to overdo that. Just a little bit. Just to maybe bring attention to the text in this lower area. To get the eye to come down. That's it. Don't want to do any more. Okay, let's dry and remove. I know what this might need. Like that. Let's go. Ooh. Oh. Nice. Okay, so here. And as you watch me finish up this painting, this abstract art journaling page, I must say, thank you for watching. And I'm putting in the last glazing layer just so both black sections are sort of on the same plane. And I sort of got into that page and didn't realize that I was finishing up, but I am. And please stay tuned for the upcoming, any upcoming videos. I plan to do working in a series with 5x7. I do believe I want that to be for next week's video. And I'm calling this one Explore, Play, and Discover Intuitive Composition. As you could see, it went through a couple of different phases, ended up being what you see, and that is the fun and the problem solving in having some fun doing abstract art journaling. So I hope you join me, like, subscribe, and share this page. Join my Facebook group, check out my Instagram, and I will see you in the next video.